Morning. Of the second week of COP28. My name is Yunus Arikan. I'm the Director of Global Advocacy at ICLE, and I'm the focal point of the LGMA constituency. So these for we have some newcomers. It's just an introduction. Is that we have been running these coordination meetings and webinars throughout the year, monthly calls, bulletins, and at COP venue, at COP moment, we have this daily briefings to coordinate amongst ourselves our agenda here in terms of key activities, but also what are we involving in the negotiations. For those who came new, last week was remarkable for our constituency. We started with the loss and damage fund with the direct access language, which was some of the inputs that we have asked for. This was really remarkable start for the presidency. I hardly remember any COP which started with such a major thing to be adopted at the beginning. So a big applause to COP28 presidency, and of course COP27 in Egypt. They really also paved the way for long. The second thing came with World Climate Action Summit, Local Climate Action Summit. We have a remarkable initiative called CHAMP. And then this was endorsed by 60 plus nations, and the numbers going on. Next came our big day. On the 6th, we have the second urbanization ministerial. It was again remarkable. It was the best ever ministerial meeting at the plenary, and we were for the first time at the plenary of the COP. It was almost what we have been asking for years and years. Again, a big kudos to presidency, but UN Habitat as well, because without their leadership, this wouldn't be possible. Let's remember, urbanization ministerial is not a mandate for LGMA. We are responsible from our subnational leaders. The ministers of urbanization is the mandate of UN Habitat, and that's why also they are part of this pavilion, as you can see, ICLE as of LGMA and UN Habitat. It was remarkable. Also, it also produced an outcome document. It's also strong. So, Joe, if you can take us to the next slide. I want to start with that one. So where are we now? The presidency. So on Saturday, no, not Saturday, of course, 6th of December, the technical negotiations are concluded. Technical means subsidiary body. We delivered our statement. Mayor Chauvet was on behalf of us delivering that statement together with Ladislas and Gökşen. It was a clear message. It was also recorded and it's available. We said that we want now the outcome document of the COP take into account our achievements into the outcome of the global stocktake. And at the moment, the text is not very impressive. So the process is that today at 10, the presidency will kick off the first plenary. So we will go to and listen. We will not be able to intervene at that moment. The presidency will now tell what is the modality, how many contact groups he will establish, and how many topics he will be on the table. And today at 5 p.m., heads of delegation and ministerial meeting will take off. So from around 12 today until 5, we have the opportunity to reach out to these nations who have been positive with us. We have the list. I didn't put the list here. The 3 paragraphs that we are pushing forward, it could be either of that. The other document is also, so last night, President has sent all these 2 documents to all the 65 nations. It is also possible that our contacts and the president's contact may be different. That's fine. But our task now today is that every part of our constituency reaches out to our partners and communicate this so that at least one of them at that meeting at 5, either verbally or in written form, states that they would like to see a language that is favoring subnational or multi-level, or multi-level is better. I think we can discuss it. I will conclude it now, but we have received that even though we think we are the most inclusive language, some says that, oh, I cannot accept local, and the other says, oh, I cannot accept subnational. Every country has a different terminology domestically. So our proposal is that multi-level action, that was the reason why we have created this notion, multi-level action, depending on your national conditions, whatever it fits. This is different in China, in Europe, in US, everybody's different. And urbanization. Urbanization is also key. So today, this is the agenda. Today is also Youth Day. A lot of events are taking place with youth. We have an iLab at the Marrakesh Partnership. ICLE's side event is taking place. This pavilion is also full of agendas. We have very remarkable Middle East and North Africa session. For us, it's very important with UN Habitat. I think let me conclude and give the floor for our colleagues to share any updates from their side. But it will also be good to have a round to say who is who in this room, because we have newcomers. We'd like to welcome them as well. Ula, we can start with you if you want. Just first name and organization so that people can be aware of each other.
Hi, my name is Ola. I'm from Under 2 Coalition, so we work with states and regions globally.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eloise. I work for Regions 4, and we co-organize the adaptation working group for LGMA.
Hi, I'm State Representative Misha Maynor from Georgia.
Good morning. I'm Vincent Chauvet, Mayor of Autun and member of the European Committee of the Regions.
Hello, I'm Gökşen. I work at the ICLE European Secretariat.
Hello, I'm Kale Roberts, and I work with the ICLE US office.
Hi, I'm Madison Hodges, and I work with the ICLE World Secretariat.
So, Ula, Eloise, Gökşen, Mayor Chauvet, you're the ones who have been following the process. Do you have any updates on what I have now summarized? Yeah, please.
I mean, it's connected. It's just on the global goal on adaptation. The negotiations are really starting this week. So we're in touch with the Chile presidency that's kind of co-leading the discussions. So we'll be updating you. But at the moment, the negotiations are starting this week.
Yeah. We just said, Eloise, before you come. So at 10 a.m., the plenary, and there, the president will announce which countries will lead which themes. So I think that could probably continue with what we have been doing this week, but let's stay alerted. Okay. Ula or Gökşen, do you have any updates?
I don't know we discussed this yesterday at the meeting, but as far as I'm concerned, in the GSD, the presidency have asked the co-facilitators that have been helping to draft the text previously to continue their work. So sort of presidency took the drafting on themselves, but gave it back to the co-facilitators, and they will hopefully produce a text by early tomorrow morning. So I think that's the update we have.
So let's remember once again, 10 a.m. officially, but of course informally they are working, and of course they have some texts, but they just want to make sure, as a courtesy, the presidency can of course write texts, but if it comes from nowhere, the parties will say that, no, you're enforcing us, you're going beyond your authority, and we don't accept your authority. The president will never wants to hear this statement from the parties. They want something to say that, look, this is what you have discussed. You have yes, we know that you did not agree, but at least one of you put on the table. So that's what we should be going now. Let's remember, before going to Gökşen, as we said, we have 65 countries, but we are saying that we should prioritize around 10 to 15 countries. Here is the list: Japan, Rwanda, Cote d'Ivoire, South Korea, Denmark, Canada, Germany, France, USA, Dominican Republic, Morocco, Jordan, Kiribati, Philippines, Chile. So let me give one example of how it is really difficult. Endorsement and action on the negotiations, not the same thing. One example is John Kerry had a press conference on the 6th, the day before the off week. It was 1 hour long, fantastic. No mention about the local climate action summit and no mention about the CHAMP initiative. I was at the China pavilion. The spatial envoy of China was the only national government who is speaking at the local climate action summit. Fantastic. China is not endorser to CHAMP yet. So the things on the ground is a bit different. Therefore, these countries that we have been working, I mean, we will always, of course, approach the USA. We will, of course, always do Brazil, but these big countries are also very hard to make big moves. Therefore, with those countries that we have really good direct personal relations with the negotiators, head of negotiators, with the ministers, it's much easier. At this stage, it doesn't matter who this text comes from. It matters that a text is inserted by at least one party. So this list doesn't have to be limited to this. We can expand, but we have to act on that. Any additional points? I'm looking to Senator. I mean, maybe I don't know how is your relation with the state representatives here. Kale has a lot of good connections from the last week. Is Nina Hitchigan and her team is gone? They are gone. Good. So I would suggest Kale, with Senator, please, after this call, introduce her how we have approached the U.S. delegation so that you can also reinforce. And if there's anything specifically that you would like to highlight from your state, we're more than happy to hear your inputs. Either you can share with us here, or we can have bilateral events. This week, do we have any US related in the agenda of the pavilion? We don't. Okay, but there are so many other events as well. Anything more? We have 15 more minutes to go. Seren, please. Just a second.
Sorry, I forgot. ED speaks with John Kerry at 10 o'clock in the Malaysian pavilion.
Perfect.
So send the over
Has Malaysia been endorsing?
No, not that I know.
So that's exactly the situation. Seren, first of all, Seren is our colleague from Human Habitat. Congratulations. We started this on the 6th of December. It was the best plenary we had ever seen at the ministerial level at COP. And of course, it's a great applause to UN Habitat, but collectively we have made a great achievement. We're so happy and proud. Maybe, Seren, you can also give us some more updates. I mean, there were so many ministers coming from their capitals only for this event, mainly from ministers of UN Habitat. Are they talking to their ministers of environment? For example, Malaysia is an excellent case. Egypt, an excellent case. Egypt minister will be here at 11:30. Egypt Minister of Environment, Ms. Fuad, is busy with so many things, but Abdul Khalek, Minister, could knock on the door of his environment minister saying that, can we just have this? So do you think there are such countries other than this, like Egypt, Malaysia, are the two potential names?
It's difficult for me to say.
Yeah.
I have not that intel. I know that there is the relationship with vice ministers and ministers, and then there's the relationship between mayors and ministers, which is helpful. But if it then also continues to the negotiators and that ministers, that is the part that, of course, they don't allude to, but basically briefing them means when they meet their delegation, they usually brief the rest. But
and just for being aware, from the ministers of urbanization, do you know whether there are still anyone in like Egypt who's staying here, or are they all gone back? Do you have a
I don't have the number of their departure. I believe some of them are still here, but I don't know the number of their departure.
Let's stay in touch throughout the day.
Yeah, it was 58 ministers and vice ministers present,
Yeah.
and not representatives, ministers and vice ministers, but I don't know when they departed.
It would really be great if you can help us to track those who are here still in this week, and they can also speak on behalf of us with their peers in the National Ministry of Environment. Excellent.
Thank you.
Welcome, Committee of the Regions, Teresa and Alessandra. Mayor Chauvet just also have been here since the beginning. So from the so so are you able now? So Togo is not here, but we will work with Japan. Rwanda, we will work with Ladislas. Ladislas, Secretary General of Rwanda Association of Local Governments. Cote d'Ivoire, we will approach to Carlos, FMDV. And I don't know whether you have any relation. Okay. South Korea, Ula, I think you have good. It's important. During last week's negotiation, at one session, Environmental Integrity Group said that we want subnationals in the global stocktake outcome. I couldn't, some colleagues have told this to us. It is not reflected in the text, but it would be good to, and South Korea is a member of the Environmental Integrity Group, so that to recall their statement, so please go forward. Denmark, I think it should be C40. Anyone from C40 here? No one, not today. Committee of the Regions, how is your relation with the Danish delegation?
We can try, but not as
Okay,
strong, I would
not a
say.
priority. Okay, we
No.
still rely on C40. Canada, yes, you going ahead. The statement from the Minister of Environment was fantastic. They were even flexible, and Ulla, I think you lost 5 years of your life, but you got back 6 years again because just 15 minutes before the session started, we learned that Minister of Quebec was ill. We had no option. We were we were praising to Jean Lemire, who was supposed to speak in another event. So in just another miracle, it was in the making. In 15 minutes time, British Columbia Minister of Environment was available. He did not make any issue. You just think that it was there since the beginning. They made a fantastic intervention. So congratulations, Ulla, on that. So I'm in touch with Eddie, but you go ahead with your, so let's remember, everyone is going to everywhere. It's not important. There is no priority here, because it's important that they receive as much as possible feedback from us. Germany is in the most important country. Yes, you have seen on the ministerial, they are the only country who took this floor twice. They spoke both in the multi-level and on the finance. Inga is our most direct contact, but anyone from the delegation there, Jochen Flasbart is here. We had heard there are others coming from the capital in this week as well. So let's hope Germany will help us move forward. France, Mayor Chauvet, I think you are taking this. That's great. France is, of course, very important because they just announced the buildings breakthrough. So they have also a stake. France was working on the buildings since Lima Paris agenda, since 2014. Finally, it is there, and they should help. Exactly. They should now take it to the next level. Yeah, congratulations. Exactly. Congratulations. Well, please leave it. Can we just, we have so many colleagues. Let's just hear, first of all, introduce yourself to this delegation here.
Yeah. I'm Yves Laurent Sapovala, I'm from France, and we've been launching the Buildings Breakthrough 2 days ago. So very happy that you talk about that and that you inspire us to go further.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we were just discussing. So first of all, you have one more announcement.
Do I have one more? Yes, the Global Forum, you
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, I thought I was going to. No, I don't want to interrupt.
No. We're just on that. Please
Okay,
go ahead.
So we are organizing a Global Forum on buildings and climate. For the first time, we are gathering ministers of construction of all the world. It never happened. Ministers of construction, they stay home. So hopefully they come to Paris this time. And we gather them. We have issued about, I think, between 70 and a little more than 70 invitations to delegations. So hopefully we have 30, and that's good. And we will have a 2 days forum.
Yeah.
One to share things with stakeholders around some 20 thematics. You can have a look. You can have some information if you want to. And the second day will be discussions between ministers and stakeholders.
So one update. I mean, we have colleagues from UN Habitat. Parallel to Buildings Breakthrough, we had this enormous plenary meeting ministers of urbanization and ministers of climate met.
Yesterday?
So, yeah,
Yes.
the day before, of course.
Yeah.
Yesterday was
Yes,
off.
yes,
Yes.
yesterday.
So
Supposedly off. Yes.
what we are now discussing is that there is an outcome text. There's also additional text for multi-level action.
Exactly.
And we are asking France to help us to
Yeah.
put this on the table. If one country can put on the table today during the GST negotiations, presidency can take it further.
Yeah, to be true, we are not, I mean,
Government.
we're not the negotiators, so I would be here talking on
Please.
something that is very inappropriate. I just want to tell you that we have been taking the lead last year of the Surge initiative that seemed to us an important initiative to get local authorities to reinforce the capacities and the means of action of local authorities on this question of housing and construction. So Trump seemed to be one
Taking it higher.
another, yes, taking it higher and another step.
Yep.
Nevertheless, we need to work with the local authorities in terms of implementation, and we are desperately, since 2015 and the creation of Global ABC, we have been desperately trying to put in place, to set up a network of local authorities working on energy efficiency in buildings at the moment. Now it's resilience and etc. Never succeeded.
Yep.
I don't know why, but this never happened. So we really thought that Surge would be the moment. Hopefully Paris moment will be the moment to announce it.
Exactly.
We will have a workshop on governance, multi-level governance, and the role of local authorities. So it's exactly what we are looking forward to do here.
So you know each other,
Yeah.
Serin?
Yeah.
So it's exactly this moment that we are now, all the stars are aligning, and literally the Emirates, Dubai gave us the hope to make it to a leapfrog. Surge, Champ, and all these things now will be connected, and this forum will help us to go further. We had Mayor of Belém with us on the stage, so we are going to COP13 Brazil, and it's fantastic now moment for us now to build all this. But
and we're
we
very
still
happy,
need support.
and we need also UAE and Brazil to join the buildings breakthrough to be true. That would be very good.
Let's see.
So
Okay.
this is because through that and through this momentum, I mean, this was an incredible momentum. It was I'm mixing. It's 2 days ago now.
Yeah, we're all mixing the
yeah.
weekdays.
It was an incredible momentum, more than we hoped, more than we expected. And this is very good because we are going to build on this momentum to do something really.
Definitely.
And the more, the merrier. I mean, the more countries we have, obviously Brazil is a super important country for us. I mean, the government is a little new, I guess, so it's not easy to find the right person to talk to. And UAE, we need also UAE to be in.
Definitely.
So, but I think the mayor of Belém, some kind of is he the brother of the ministry in charge?
The minister of Brazil is one of the very unique countries which has a minister of cities or ministry of cities.
Yes.
Ministry of cities was at the podium, at the co-chair, and the governor of Para, the city of Belém, they were all together, and they have sort of also family relations.
Yeah.
So, and they are very, very passionate. They are very, very.
If they're passionate, please tell them to come to us.
Okay.
We'd be very happy to have them. No, really.
Okay.
I mean, it's the what we call serendipity here. So it's the best thing that can happen at COP is this kind of.
Mayor has gone back, but we're in touch, so we'll do our best.
Yeah. Please come.
So we also have Councillor Alison Gilliland, who just came from a very inspirational dialogue with champions Razan Al Mubarak and Mahmoud Mohidin. Alison, we were just discussing about our strategy. We didn't list Ireland, but I'm assuming that you have direct relations. Perfect. Excellent. Well done. We are saying that at 5 p.m. today, ministers, heads of delegations are meeting. Our goal is we will listen to 10 a.m. Briefing by presidency, and immediately afterwards we will aim that delegations are receiving additional pressure from us, so that by the time when they meet 5, they either put text or they speak in their interventions that they want to do something on multi-level action and urbanization. Any additional updates for our discussions today? By the way, we will repeat the session we had hosted here with UN Habitat. You remember after the ministerial, we had a town hall. We have an agenda on the 10th of December. When was it? Can you remember? No. Okay, you can show the agenda supposed to be on the PowerPoint. This is the last 2 minutes. I suggest we go slightly from this presentation because this presentation was used in the previous session. So let's remember these are the champ endorsers. This is 63 now. It is 66. I heard. I don't know who the new 3. Let's go next. This is another remarkable moment of this year. During the first ever high-level roundtable at the heads of state level, there was a seat for local leaders. Mayor Baro, this is the president of Slovakia. I mean, this is really an important moment, and that you can see his name is listed before John Kerry, after the Chinese minister, Holise, and yes, they did not show up, all of them, but the agenda was announcing that mayors are on the high-level segment at the heads of state level table. They have their space there, and he delivered a fantastic remark. Let's go. This is what is on the table at the moment. 3 paragraphs, but it is not enough. 3 words, but it is not enough. Let's go. Once again, remember, before COP, it's not something that only mayors and governors or the governments are asking. These countries, let's remember, all of them have put on the table a text on a wording on multi-level action and urbanization. Some of them are weak, some of them are very strong, like ILAC, AUSIS, China, US, EU. Some of them are weak. And we also know the weak language is also not consistent. You have heard from Minister of Cities in the podium, he's so passionate, but the Brazilian submission is literally very weak. So the way the relation with the delegation negotiation teams are also not always perfect. So this doesn't show the reality, but this is officially what has been submitted. So we can build upon it. We have modified, we have worked over the couple of days. This is the text proposed by 3 texts by the chairs. We modified this, but we said that this is already something that you have put on the table. We are not coming from the sky, but it is really available on your own submission. Next, we have a 60-page document which compiles all the language on multi-level action from the beginning of the year. This includes the language from Forum of Amazonas. This includes the language from Africa Climate Summit. This includes language from European Union, paragraph 48, 43, 48, 3. G7, everything is there, so you can download it and use it and share it with your delegations. Next. We had a fantastic session with youth. You can go here. You remember stocktake sessions is now what we have achieved. We have 25 plus cities hosting this. The announcement was here, and we say that now we are going to, from stocktakes, we are going to town hall COPs. This is important because if we have CHAMP, in order to make sure citizens are aware of CHAMP, we have to create space, and town hall COPs will be our next step. And local stocktakes is also included in the outcome statement of the ministerial that was adopted. So that's also powerful. We have lost a reference to local stocktakes in the text, but it will come back. This should be also one of the things to go forward. This was reception. It was a nice reception, except the drinks came a bit late, I heard. But congratulations so we have made a statement last week. Again, we have made a compelling support to the local climate action summit and CHAMP. Next. Throughout yes, Councillor Gilliland, for example, was part of the dialogue and ambitious morning meetings. We have just confirmed the Dubai Electricity Water Authority has accepted to speak on behalf of LGMA as the CEO, and their statement makes a fantastic reference to the world's largest solar park built by Dubai Authority. And we asked whether they can consider to welcome a site visit of the LGMA delegation before we leave here. It would be a fantastic experience, but of course, logistically, it will be a bit far because it's the middle of desert, I guess. So coming back will be difficult. But it's great that this statement is included in the LGMA statement. So we are connected and we can build it further. All our cities and regions across the world can then connect to the Dubai authorities to learn their experience and how they can amplify it further. Probably never in that scale, but it is only for the Emirates. Let's continue. Yes, this was the announcement. Let's remember the biggest achievement for us was that adaptation loss and damage fund has 3 important paragraphs for direct access for subnationals. It is a remarkable, it's a groundbreaking thing actually, because we have been asking this language for so many years. It's the first time the language direct access subnational is in the text. And it also refers that it will also have relation with other funds like GEF, Green Climate Fund, and Adaptation Fund. So it can have a spillover effect if we can use it very well. Next. This is the history of, for those, I mean, I'm so happy that new mayors and new leaders are here. I hope you enjoyed the dialogue. By the way, we have the mayor from Colombia, Braulio. Can you introduce him? Maybe while, let's have the last round of who is who in this room. And while you're speaking, the slide can go over and let's welcome our leaders who are here. Just, yeah, introduce yourself and Braulio will translate for you.
Hola, soy Juan Carlos Cárdenas, alcalde de Bucaramanga, capital del departamento de Santander, una ciudad cerca a uno de los ecosistemas más importantes del planeta, como son los páramos, y que están en absoluto riesgo. Y con ICLEI venimos trabajando una agenda para tomar una serie de acciones de acción climática. Yo diría que ya no es de cambio climático, sino de acción climática.
Well, the mayor of Bucaramanga in Colombia, Juan Carlos, and well, he's one of our champion cities in the clay. They have been working well towards some of the instruments for the policies, the local climate action plan, the risk analysis, the risk and vulnerabilities assessment. So they are like he's almost finishing his term. And this is something very important because he has left the city, or he's going to leave the city with a whole planning and with a whole climate action planning. And also, this is a very sensitive situation nowadays in Bucaramanga, Colombia, because there is a mining project that they want to avoid, and he's pledging on that because it's situated in a páramo where the water for Bucaramanga depends on. So he has been advocating towards not just the national government, because as you know, Colombia has a good alignment with the national government and the local governments, but most over with the international enterprises.
Brother, we just talk about approaching the delegations. We still would be happy if mayor could talk to Minister Susanna Mohammed and with the ICLEI that Colombia supports the language in the text. I hope we can still use that. Congratulations and thanks for leaving a fantastic legacy to your successor, and your leadership is truly appreciated.
Thank you, ICLEI. Thank you.
Thank you. We have newcomers. I see colleagues joining us. Just saying your name and institution or city.
So, yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Esther Bonyo. I'm a faculty member at Penn State University. I'm also directing an initiative that's called the Global Building Network, based in Penn State.
And Penn State is also the secretariat of the SDSN Global Urban SDG Finance Commission with Jenny Birch. Are you together with Mayor Rodas and Jenny Birch?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's a big university.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, I'm also here on behalf of Penn State. My name is Olivia McMahon. I am an undergraduate student, and last year I participated in the local climate action program and worked with ICLEI. It was wonderful.
Excellent. Do we have any newcomers? We will just announce that we are finishing, but I will once again, because everyday daily briefings are joined by different colleagues. So, and we are trying to document that we are a big family. At the end, we will make a collage. I think all the LGMA daily briefing participants. So I'd like to invite you all to on stage so that we can have our family photo and go to the plenary and the B1, I guess. It's B1 and continue the dialogue. Huh? Senator, would you like to share anything from your side, from your city or your expectations before we have the family photo?
Sure. State Representative Misha Maynor from Georgia in the US. And I really am here about 2 years ago. I started something called the Fulton Technology and Energy Authority. And Fulton County is the largest county in the state of Georgia. And it really is all about workforce development in the space of climate change for underserved communities, just trying to get people past traditional workforce development and upskill them for the marketplace that's to come.
This is excellent. After the ministerial on the 6th, we had the open dialogue, and the open dialogue, we have nominated Scottish Government, Minister, Cabinet Secretary, Mary McCallan delivered a fantastic speech on how local leaders and sub-national leaders can drive just transition, open space for their disadvantaged communities, to take them to the new low carbon economy. It was well received by the trade unions, youth. So this is another example, and this discussion is still going on. Okay, we have one more colleague. Are you part of the LGMA? Okay, that means you're part of LGMA because this is the home for us. Can you introduce yourself? Just a mic.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Christina Jäger, and I'm with Yunus Environment Hub. We are an implementer for solutions to tackle the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution through entrepreneurship. We support social business entrepreneurs.
Excellent. Maybe final words on the agenda. There's so many things going on, but today at 4, presidency at the Al-Waha Theater is announcing something on technology transfer innovation. Until yesterday, I did not know this. This announcement came to yesterday night, but I am really excited because yesterday I was at the Museum of Future in Dubai, which is really an impressive thing. I'm expecting what is displayed in this museum and what will they announce today may have some relations, because this museum was literally showing what is planned for Dubai in the year 2071. With all its elements, it's impressive. So the technology executive mechanism will be part of it. So when you have time, you can go there at 4 p.m. Okay, Joe, we're finishing it, and just a family photo and then we're done. Okay, good. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow for those who are staying. And please join us to have a photo.
أنا المهندسة ساجدة الرهيفة، المدير التنفيذي لبلدية الكرك الكبرى. بلدية الكرك الكبرى هي من أوائل البلديات في الأردن التي قامت بالاستجابة لخطط التغير المناخي على مستوى العالم ومن ثم على المستوى الوطني، وقامت بصياغة خطة للاستجابة
Is it okay to start? Excellent. So, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's actually really nice to be at the first session of the day, I think. So very much looking forward to this. And I'm really delighted to welcome you all to this workshop focusing on NDC implementation through sector coupling and how can we actually finance integrated approaches towards low carbon urban development. And this whole issue of sector coupling is something that we've been seeing coming up lately as really important. And a lot of cities are actually requesting how can we actually move on that. So today, we're actually looking at living in an urbanizing world. I think all of us know that more and more people are moving to cities, and we need to create livable, resilient, and low carbon communities as a fundamental element to achieve our global climate goals. However, the application of climate finance has until now been somewhat limited, often confined to specific siloed interventions rather than having that holistic, integrated urban development approach, which is something that we would like to actually focus on in this session. So recognizing this gap, we're actually coming together today to explore what are those innovative solutions that we can actually tap into to bridge those different sectors, which are so critical for us to achieve the low carbon sustainable development. So our focus will be unlocking the potential of sector coupling. For example, it's about linking energy, mobility, waste, circular economy to the issues around planning and water resources management. So through that multi-stakeholder partnerships, we aim to propel cities towards that low carbon development, making significant strides, we hope, in climate mitigation as we move forward. So two projects that I really wanted to highlight in specific that UN Habitat has been supporting is one, it's called the Solutions Plus. It's actually trying to provide solutions around some energy and transport and waste issues, so bringing those different sectors together. And then another one, which is the Smart Energy Solutions for Africa. So the Solutions Plus brings together cities, industry, research, implementing organizations, and finance partners to create that platform for shared public and commercial e-mobility solutions. So this project stands at the forefront of the transition towards that low carbon urban mobility. And we're actually working in Hanoi, in Pasig, in Kathmandu, Kigali, Dar es Salaam, Quito, Montevideo, Madrid, Nanjing, and Hamburg. So it's all about bringing those cities together to share experiences in how they actually do that sector coupling, having that sector coupling approach. So the other one is the Smart Energy Solutions for Africa, which is a project that builds on a collaboration between the European Union and 9 African countries. So there's Ghana, Kenya, Malawi, Morocco, Namibia, Nigeria, Rwanda, South Africa, and Tanzania. And it's really about replicating energy access technologies and as a sort of a business model that not only addresses energy needs, but also to generate those local opportunities for economic development and building social cohesion. So it's by intertwining these different sectors that we can actually have an impact in creating those low carbon solutions as we move forward. So with that, as we embark on this discussion, we would actually like to discover a little bit more how cities are actually securing sustainable and innovative finance for sector coupling concepts. And one of the things that I also wanted to highlight is that in our UN Habitat Assembly that took place in May, there was a resolution really brought up by the African countries, actually, specifically asking for UN Habitat to support, UN Habitat and partners actually, to support in bringing together planning for sustainable infrastructure. And this is really having that integrated approach, bringing all these different sectors together and being able to provide those tools, develop that knowledge platform, have those exchanges between cities to learn from each other and to be able to take that forward. And this is something that we're really excited about working together with the planners in how we can better actually support cities in doing that going forward. Now, we're very happy today. We have an excellent panel bringing different aspects. There'll be sort of the waste aspect, the engaging youth and communities aspect. We have a mayor as well. We have somebody who's also going to be talking a little bit more about innovation and finance, and then planners. So I'm really looking forward to this panel. So with that, maybe I'd actually like to invite some of the people to come up. I don't know if you prefer to sit here or would you prefer to sit here? Yeah. Or maybe it's okay. Maybe we can take one at a time. Because also, if you would prefer to actually stand here, that's also a possibility. So I would actually like to start with Mayor Kenalemang Rose Bukunsi, who's the mayor of Swelopelo local municipality from South Africa. Honorable Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can start.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Are we good? Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me acknowledge the opportunity that is given to myself to be part of this important session that speaks about the involvement of subnationals in the NDC and the mobilization of the funding. Because all of us, we are aware that the local government is the most and the critical sphere of government that is closest to the people, that has to make sure that services are rendered in an effective and efficient manner. With the challenges that this sphere of government is facing, because I believe that we are not from the same countries. The situation in South Africa is far different from other countries, and I'm going to elaborate on that. In South Africa, local government is expected to have its own revenue. The sizes of municipalities are not the same. You've got your cities, you've got your secondary cities, you've got your metros, and you've got small municipalities like the municipality that I'm coming from. The situation with the small municipalities is that you are expected to collect from the poorest of the poor that are your communities, of which make life very difficult. On top of that, we only depend on the transfers from the national and provincial government, and of which is not equally sufficient to be able to render services. Now, we are expected equally to take our communities along to deal with issues of climate change, urbanization, and many other issues. And let me start by saying that as the situation is with the developed and developing countries, the local sphere of government is also faced the same challenge. We are expected to build resilience, so much as we did not emit much in terms of emissions, but we have to make life easier and prepare for the future. We cannot say we are not emitting, then therefore we can't do anything, because we need to take care of our own communities. We need to make sure that our communities do understand the challenges that we are facing. But let me go to the topic at hand that speaks about the NDC. It is essential that governments and other non-sectors, state sectors, strongly engage with subnational governments at all levels as governments undertake the next round of NDC. What is critical is the mobilization of multi-level governance processes that enhance collaboration among national and subnational governments and communities is essential for effective and just climate action. In South Africa, we are speaking about just energy transition. There is a framework for that. And that is not the only transition that we are focusing on as sphere of local government. We are also focusing on the just transition, the manner in which we need to do things in ensuring that we render services that will be able to adapt to the shocks of climate change. Climate change is a global problem with local solutions. If we are to reset our current course, the only way we can do that is to have full coordination between local, state, and global leaders. This is what the local governments and municipal authorities constituency has pushed for in its joint COP position. We are also actively advocating for a decisive resolution at COP that mandates the involvement of subnational governments in the revision of NDC in 2024. Cities are often far more ambitious in climate action than their national governments, and all of us, we are aware of that. They involve their citizens, industries, and other institutions to make the change happen at the local level. but they struggle to access mitigation and adaptation finance and the scale needed to address that challenges. As I've already said that in South Africa, we rely on national and provincial government to be of assistance, of which is not always the case. Let me cite an example that in South Africa, local government has faced about 20 years of the flood funding process. What do I mean by that is that our municipalities are not funded as they are municipalities. But in terms of the constitution, we are expected to render services. It does not exclude to say you are smaller municipalities. There's section 152 of the constitution give the mandate to all sizes of municipalities. The same mandate does not exclude small municipalities. But municipalities struggle to access mitigation and adaptation finance at the scale needed to address the challenge. They must have direct access to finance, accelerate the transition. Securing increased funding to support the development and implementation of locally driven projects in cities, regions, and towns is very critical. And we know about the loss and fund damage that was launched last year. And we're still asking ourselves, how are we going to access that, the sphere of the government that is closest to the people? It is imperative that funding is tailored to subnational governments, but it can also be easily accessed, directly benefiting the needs of all citizens. This is crucial for building climate resilience and ensuring access to clean and affordable energy for the most vulnerable. Low carbon development is about changing the way we meet the needs of our people without emissions associated with our previous models of development. And I've already touched on that. We need a comprehensive approach and knowledge sharing in order to succeed in low carbon development. But we cannot do that alone. We need everyone to walk the talk with us. Cities face pressing challenges on a daily basis. Rapid urbanization, climate change, and resource scarcity are all converging to demand a fundamental shift in how we plan, develop, and finance our urban areas. Our cities are not only the agents of economic growth, but also epicenters of carbon emissions. We must take bold steps towards reducing our carbon footprint, and this starts with low carbon urban development. Now we are saying sector coupling is a concept that is gaining traction worldwide. It involves integrating and optimizing various sectors such as energy, transportation, and housing to achieve more efficient and sustainable outcomes. By breaking